President Donald Trump visited Arlington National Cemetery on Monday to mark Memorial Day, just hours after using the solemn national holiday to deliver a scathing online attack against his political rivals and critics. In a fiery early morning post on his Truth Social platform, President Trump took aim at a broad range of opponents, describing some members of the federal judiciary as USA-hating and monsters, while also labeling former President Joe Biden as incompetent. His message, written entirely in capital letters and posted shortly before 7 a.m. Eastern Time, sharply contrasted with the day's traditionally respectful tone. Happy Memorial Day to all, including the scum that spent the last 4 years trying to destroy our country through warped radical left minds, Trump wrote. He went on to accuse his critics of enabling illegal immigration, blaming the Biden administration for what he claimed was the unlawful entry of 21 million people into the United States, a figure not supported by official immigration data. The president also criticized the federal judiciary, accusing certain judges of deliberately obstructing his immigration and deportation policies. He claimed that these judges were protecting dangerous criminals, including murderers, drug dealers, rapists, gang members, and released prisoners, and described their legal decisions as being driven by a sick and dangerous ideology that endangers American communities. Memorial Day, observed annually across the United States, honors the men and women who died while serving in the nation's armed forces. It is generally considered inappropriate to use the phrase Happy Memorial Day, as the holiday is intended to be a time of solemn remembrance rather than celebration. Throughout his presidency, Trump has participated in Memorial Day events, including multiple visits to Arlington National Cemetery. This year's visit marks his return to the site after previous ceremonies were relocated due to the COVID-19 pandemic. While he typically delivers prepared remarks at such events, his recent public comments and online statements have drawn attention for their overt political tone. Just 2 days before Memorial Day, Trump addressed graduates at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point in a commencement speech that blended traditional guidance with strongly partisan themes. Wearing a red Make America Great Again cap, the president spoke about his recent electoral victory and criticized past investigations into his conduct. Addressing the young military officers, Trump said they would be the first to serve in what he called the golden age of the U.S. Armed Forces. He emphasized his administration's efforts to roll back diversity programs in the military and denounced previous presidents for engaging in what he described as unnecessary foreign wars. The job of the U.S. military is not to host drag shows or to reshape foreign cultures, and certainly not to spread democracy by force. Trump said, "The military's mission is to dominate every adversary and eliminate every threat to our nation, anywhere, anytime, and under any conditions." In a lighter moment during his address, Trump offered personal advice to graduates, cautioning them against marrying trophy wives. He recounted the story of a friend who married a younger woman, moved to Monte Carlo, and later faced financial trouble after what Trump described as losing his momentum. President Trump's decision to insert partisan rhetoric into traditionally apolitical events has once again sparked national conversation. While supporters applaud his candor and assertiveness, critics argue that such moments should be reserved for unity and reflection, especially on occasions like Memorial Day. President Donald Trump has previously drawn attention for how he has chosen to mark Memorial Day, often using the solemn national holiday to highlight his political agenda or achievements rather than focusing solely on honoring fallen service members. During his first term in office, in 2018, Trump posted a Memorial Day message on the social media platform Twitter that raised eyebrows. In his message, he wished Americans a happy Memorial Day and wrote that those who died for our great country would be very happy and proud of how well our country is doing today. Rather than centering the message on the sacrifices made by U.S. military personnel, the president used the occasion to spotlight what he viewed as his administration's policy successes. More recently, in August 2024, President Trump faced criticism after his campaign filmed a video at Arlington National Cemetery during a visit to the grave sites of U.S. service members who died during the turbulent withdrawal from Afghanistan. The U.S. Army issued an unusual public statement in response, noting that Trump and his campaign team had been informed of federal laws, military regulations, and Department of Defense policies that strictly forbid political activities on cemetery grounds. Although the Trump campaign defended the video, stating that the Gold Star families present had granted permission for filming, Some of the footage included headstones belonging to other fallen service members whose families had not given consent. The inclusion of those grave sites raised further ethical concerns and intensified the backlash. Adding to the controversy, President Trump appeared to edit his Memorial Day post this year after initially publishing a version that contained minor grammatical errors. The original post was quickly deleted and replaced with a revised version featuring the same message but corrected language. These instances reflect a pattern in which President Trump's approach to military remembrance events has often blurred the lines between political messaging and solemn commemoration. While his supporters argue that he is simply expressing patriotism in his own style, critics have voiced concern that the politicization of sacred spaces and solemn occasions diminishes the gravity of national remembrance and disrespects military traditions.